Now, I told you long before the election that the so-called Teal independents were the most fraudulent political movement this nation has seen in a long, long time. And with every passing day, this is borne out. They campaigned as independents, as you know, but were in fact a de facto party, coordinated by the millionaire son of a billionaire, Simon Holmes à Court, and his Climate 200 operation, funded largely by billionaire climate activists. They campaigned on integrity and transparency, but Zali Steggall was caught out with improperly disguised donations from a family whose wealth came from the coal industry. Zoe Daniel was caught out with the Climate 200 campaign director helping to run her campaign, and Monique Ryan claimed to be a political clean skin but was revealed to have been a former ALP member. They pushed renewable energy and electric cars, of course, but Allegra Spender and others have had to admit to not having them at home themselves. On and on this stuff goes. They went to the election declaring they would have no tax policies. And now Zoe Daniel and Monique Ryan are talking about helping to scrap the stage 3 tax cuts. And today, that same Melbourne pair voted with Labor to pass its draconian new industrial relations laws through the lower house, laws that will deliver more power to the unions. Yep, they have campaigned as centrists, have the Teals, but as I said all along, they are green left politicians in disguise. This is the great fraud of the Teals. They market themselves as something they are not. Indeed, look at this. The Teals, who said they wanted to lift the standards of politics and focus on the issues, well, they now adorn a magazine cover together in a coordinated colours and wardrobe shoot for Marie Clare magazine, where they've been dubbed the Women of the Year. Which is kind of amusing, really, isn't it, given they don't have the balance of power. Labor does not need their votes, which means the $12 million, yes, $12 million that we now know was spent to win just 6 seats. It's really bought very little political influence. It bought half a dozen seats and a magazine cover. And just to demonstrate this, let's look at the seat of Wentworth, where I've shown you before the official Electoral Commission information revealing that the aptly named Allegra Spender spent $2.1 million on her campaign this year, more than $2 million on a single seat. Just by way of comparison, in the 2019 election, the independent member, Kerryn Phelps, spent just $280,000 on her Wentworth campaign to win 29,000 first preference votes, second behind the Liberals, and she lost narrowly on preferences then. And this year, Spender has spent $2.1 million in the same seat and won almost 32,000 votes, a jump of less than 3,000 votes. She came second behind the Liberals again, but enough this time to win on preferences. So the Teal candidate threw an additional $1.8 million into the campaign to snare an extra 2,700 or so votes. It worked, of course. She won at a cost of about $660 per extra vote. That's how the Teals have changed politics. Not with integrity commissions, not with independent policy positions, not with climate or any other policies. They have changed politics with big money, massive donations. They have brought American-style third-party funding and single-issue politics to Australia. This is not a good development for our democracy.